For the best listening experience, headphones are recommended. Warning: some material presented here may be sensitive or mature for younger audiences. Depictions of violence, suggestive content, and profanity are involved. Listener discretion is advised.
Log F-17, February 19, 2030 CE. This is Yazmin Al-Hazra, also known as Operative 4325, codename Grey Hat from the Department of Cybersecurity and Information of AGON. Due to the circumstances of this call, I will be skipping standard protocol on descriptive and administrative metadata of this recording, and going ahead with the overview regarding the previous and ongoing activities of Operatives Penumbra and Lancer, with the added induction of Junior Initiate Mustang. Avi will be peer reviewing the report with me before submission to Director Asim.
Mission T-8557, also known as Operation Sandstone. Penumbra and Lancer were involved in aiding the Anangu faction known as Sleepers near Uluru, preventing the incubus terrorist group, the Hatchers, from implanting nightmares into the dreaming, which would have potentially increased the rates of sleep paralysis worldwide. Mission F-450982, also known as Operation Invisible Hand. It was an investigation involving a financial crisis in India. The Naga of Sarpa requested our aid to investigate billionaire Rakesh Singh with his collusion with fintech company and Abraxas affiliate Horizon, and the plot to completely devastate India's income tax department to disrupt its current meteoric rate of growth. Mission to thwart Horizon successful.
Enchanted tax documents. Who would have thought so much about that? I hate fraud investigations so much. Let's not get started on the Form 16s turning into ITR3s randomly. First names would switch with last names. Header numbers would fail to link to bank accounts because of magic bullshit typos or unrecognizable fonts like fucking Windings. Why was I even in that assignment?
Wasn't perusing online documents your element?
Shut up. Okay, next mission?
Mission S-9124, also known as Operation Redeemer. An operation in Rio de Janeiro to sabotage the AI administrative network known as Cabral from fully integrating in the country of Brazil. Mission to shut down Cabral unsuccessful.
Remind me, what happened that resulted in their probation?
Penumbra abandoned primary objectives to assault the Cabral server hub to help save a whole community in a favela she was stationed at from a potential massacre.
Who would have thought a walking corpse like her would have a bleeding heart? You'd think it would have gone dry or cold. Man, the higher-ups were so pissed, and Innocent was so smug about the whole thing. She could have ended up permanently interred in AGON facilities for that, but I swear, did you see what Lancer threatened the sub-directors with if that happened? Penumbra and Lancer were lucky the executive director sided with them both.
But it was self-evident, given what Dr. Frank Carver has given me. There's an interesting insight to her metaplasmic physiology as well as her psychological profile since Penumbra has joined us.
Elaborate.
She has been evolving, something that was considered impossible for most ectoforms. We believe it comes from the fusion of vampiric nature of devouring chi as well as multitude of effects that the mark has given her. There has been rumors in the xenobiology department that she has been able to achieve Veda synthesis, which explains her regenerative and phasing ability.
I have no idea what that means.
In Chinese legends, it is self-cultivation.
I still have no idea what that means. Magic is bullshit.
You mean that in disbelief? Or because you oppose what it represents?
The latter. The reason everything is going out of whack is because of what magic is. And magic is the method of asserting one's own will on the natural laws of the cosmos, which leads to chaos, backlash, imbalance.
You are digressing from the report.
But you see my point, right? Next.
Mission P-1575, Operation Crossfire. Penumbra and Lancer, along with the newly acquired potential initiate Mustang, avert a terrorist crisis waged by the Visayan branch of the Aswang Brotherhood and Niger affiliate during a festival in Cebu, as well as busting a major human trafficking ring for necromancers. Mission successful. Addendum. There's a theory the whole incident was an internal matter of strife within Abraxas, the parent organization to Pinnacle and Niger, to disgrace one of their own through false flag operations to make the previous CEO negligent or incompetent to his allies.
I just want to go off the record, but Avi, I ask you, do you know what all of these things have in common?
An increased escalation being waged by numerous factions that seek to break the peace?
First, there was never, ever peace. Second, the point is the cost of these acts of aggression, displacement of ethnic and indigenous groups, economic turmoil leading to poverty, increasing authoritarianism from government bodies and corporate plundering, and no one cares.
How much do you care?
Well, first, I have to see that shit through the monitors real time. We can go prattle about the events in clinical and detached manners, but starving children, homeless refugees, ruined homelands, victims of crime. It's like time and time again we learned nothing. Are we even making a difference? Why do I even talk to you? To expect you to understand? People can be objective and impartial about how things work, but the world hardly is that. People impose such oppressive will upon the world based on capricious whims, that whatever truth is born is based on those that win. Lesson learned. My people, my family, had to learn that the hard way.
You're experiencing high cortisol levels. You're stressed.
No shit. You know what's going on in Nigeria? The same nonsense. Except these spec ops are turning people to gold as some kind of sick joke. What is even the point of doing that?
It's actually reported the victims turned to pyrite.
Fool's gold. It really is all a joke to them.
Also, Midas Company has followed a pattern that they wouldn't be deployed on missions unless it is to send a very apparent message to targeted regions. Falklands, Papua New Guinea, and Scotland being the latest of their involvement. Most of their victims usually disintegrate to clear evidence of their presence. The fact their victims here aren't disintegrating means...
What?
Whoever here is directing MI0 and their associate to cause havoc throughout Nigeria is making an act of open aggression out of need to compete with their competitors, and they want them to know it.
And they're willing to expose all of the secret side of this world to the public with this. To what end?
I had to do research on the people behind Abraxas. There's many members, many around the world with their own factions. The United States branch is the most powerful. Great Britain has theirs, as well as most major European and Asian powers.
You telling me this is something akin to what happened in Cebu? More infighting.
But Nigeria and most of Africa haven't been touched by Abraxas. We made sure of that, but we believe something happened among them that's causing them to stir.
Who told you that?
Asim.
Something big is coming.
Yes.
A lot of people would... What's the projection of the potential damage?
It's not calculated yet.
All right. Where's the points of contention that will most likely to trigger this actual conflict?
In the Middle East.
Fucking great. Like always. My home has seen a lot happen. Battered and desecrated from within and without. Those in power play a game we all pay for in blood, all through weapons of war and atrocity, pollution and contamination. Now foul magic and abominations? Avi.
Yes, Yazmin?
I stopped believing in hope and justice a long time ago. I stopped believing that there's much worth fighting for, and yet I know I can't let them get away with what they all did to us.
Explain.
I was born in Jordan, but I can trace my family all over the Middle East. Over and over again, we had a history of being displaced by people who think they were entitled to our home for arbitrary delusions. Many who were gone too soon had so much to offer, my mom included. It wasn't fair, but the game was rigged from the start. Yet despite it all, there's still some of us left. The ones that had to hide and live in fear. I built you, Razi, and the others to be more than our enemies will ever be. I joined AGON because there's never going to be an opportunity for me anywhere else. All of this is for a right that can't be achieved unless we make it for ourselves. God's will demands it. I demand it. And I will be damned if some rich fucks and some knuckle-dragging fools from across the world denies me and my people a future. There's hell to pay, and we are going to make sure it happens. An alert?
Something happened to Penumbra, Lancer, and Mustang. They were just attacked.
By what?
A bounty hunter. They managed to subdue her.
Back to work. Guess I'll submit the report later. Avi, get the retrieval team. Much needs to be done.
Yes, Yazmin.
This episode is dedicated to those suffering around the world due to acts of violence, war, and genocide, especially with what's going on in Gaza, as well as Palestine as a whole. We have links in the episode description to organizations that need your help to donate to help relief efforts. Operation Olive Branch has a great database of families in need in the region. Care for Gaza works to get fresh food and sanitary supplies into such places. We also will have links to UNWRA and Heal Palestine available for donations. You can also do your part to appeal to your local officials to petition to call for ceasefire or boycott companies that are enabling this genocide to continue. Let's show the world that we will not allow what's going on there to continue, and show the people suffering in Gaza and all of Palestine that we care. This has been a note from the creators of Project Gnosis and from Khadijah, the voice actor for Yazmin. Thank you so much for listening.